And hello!
Hello!
Hello, everyone. This is not a quiz.
It's not.
If anyone's watching right now and assuming because Toonhammer went live that a quiz was happening, sorry to disappoint you, but it's something way better. It's we're doing a solo playthrough of Arkosa. Mandy is joining me so that I'm not just speaking to myself the whole time.
I'm just here to help her feel like she's not a crazy person, but Angie's going to be the one playing the game and taking you through the solo mode.
I am indeed. But if anyone does have any questions, just pop them in the comments. We'll be happy to answer. Sorry.
Well, I'll ask you the question. I'll read it and ask it.
Okay.
You'll answer it.
And I'll answer
That's how it'll go.
What a team. Okay. Let's dive straight in and hope the computer behaves, because it has been a bit jerky, but it seems to be okay at the moment. I know moving the camera about can cause it to be a bit blurry, so I'll try not to do too much of that. So this is Arkosa in Tabletop Simulator, and we're doing a solo game today. So let me tell you a little bit about how the solo mode of the game works. So today we'll be competing against Dave, a deadly automated vindictive entity. Dun, dun, dun. So there's two characters you can play against if you're playing solo Arkosa. One of them is this fine chap, Dave, and the other one is this very pronounceable name. It's 4E696765 Our very lovely community helped us name these bots, and now we can't pronounce their names. So they're referred to in the rulebook as bot A and bot B. So bot A is the bot you would play against if you were either new to Arkosa or if you were playing the solo mode for the first time. They're a bit easier to predict what they do, but they're a bit easier to automate, so it makes for quite a good introductory opponent. But we're pros. We're pros, not to brag. We're pretty good at Arkosa, so we're going to be playing against the regular bots, so the one you advance onto once you've got the hang of things. So this is Dave, deadly automated vindictive entity, and this little cheat sheet here just tells you what his actions are, so we'll be referring to that as we play against him. Okay, so down here we've got the solo deck. So there's 5 levels of difficulty you can play as against each bot. And you set this up by adding a certain amount of idle cards to the deck. So the bot's going to be doing stuff on its turn, but there are a few cards where the bot basically sleeps. Like you'd put a computer to sleep, perhaps.
Very good.
So the amount of cards you put in the deck determines difficulty. So I believe 4 idle cards is very easy. 0 idle cards is very difficult. I did do a run through of this last night on very difficult, and the bot kicked my butt, so I've toned it down one step for this playthrough. So we're playing on the hard difficulty. We have 1 idle card, we'll see how we get on. So I'm not going to go through like a full rules explanation for this video because there's plenty of stuff out there for that, but I will try and explain a little bit as we go along. I'll give you a brief overview of what we're trying to do. So this is Arkosa. It's a planet. It was once a nice planet, but it's now gone a bit wrong. So the people who were left abandoned on the planet live in bunker colonies under the ground. So we are taking charge of one of these bunker colonies. This is our lovely colony here. Doesn't it look homely and nice?
It looks so great.
And the good news is a mining ship is on its way to the planet to take one colony, is going to rescue one colony, which is great, but it's only one colony. So the idea of the game is you're trying to compete to have the best reputation by the end of 3 rounds so that your colony will be deemed worthy of rescue. So it's all about reputation points. So the points are tracked around the edge of the board, these lovely yellow numbers. In fact, I'm going to remove some of these counters because we're not using them, so that one can go. Goodbye grey, goodbye purple. So we are playing as blue and the bot is going to be green. So whoever is furthest around this track by the end of the game is going to be the winner. So a round is made up of 6 phases. We'll be doing, you know what, I'm skipping ahead. How do you win? That's what you need to know. How do you win? So to get these reputation points, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be recruiting colonists that look something like this. And as you can see, that little 3 in the bottom left corner, that means that particular colonist is worth 3 points. So if he's in my colony at the end of the game, I'll get 3 points for the good Quaz Oberman. Other ways to get points is by building rooms in your bunker. So I've got the Workers' Union room here, which is worth 1 point. So any rooms I built at the end of the game will earn me a point. We're also going to get points for keeping our people happy. Speaking of which, I've not put my marker on the morale track here. So I start with -1 morale. So I'll pop my cube here, and I believe the bot starts with 0. Yep, they do. Cool. So in between rounds, we're going to get points if our people are happy. We're going to lose points if our people are sad. If we ever exceed peak happiness, we'll gain more points. If we ever go down to the lowest depths of despair, we'll start losing points instead. So that's another way to get points. And then the resources we collect in the game are also going to be worth points. So in the normal game, these would be counters, tokens, but in Tabletop Simulator, it's a bit easier if we use these sort of digital counters. So these are the resources that we have at the start. We've got free nitrogen, free food, no scrap, and 1 mag tape. And these resources were determined by the starting leader that we chose. We went for Bergen. Isn't he a fine chap? Nice and purple.
He certainly is a fine chap, and there's a number of different leaders that you can choose to start with, and there's a number of different bunkers that you can choose to start with. So there's it'll be different every time we play.
Yes, and I decided to be pretty chaotic and just randomize these choices. Usually you would get to choose all these things, but we've chosen a random leader, a random colony board, and I've also chosen a random room, and we got the Workers' Union, which is a pretty cool room. We'll tell you a bit more about what that does later. So what else did we do? We also drafted some colonists, and we are starting the game with Burf and Quaz Oberman and Borlol. 3 fine
Borlol.
colonists. Lovely. Yeah, so you know what? I think I should just jump straight in.
Jump straight in.
Shall we do it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a look at the round order. So we're in round 1, and first stage of the round is preparation. So we're going to be doing that first. Basically, that means board setup. There's a quick guide sheet which tells you exactly what to do in the preparation phase of each round.
Watch this.
Oh.
Magic.
Let there be light. Let there be pineapple light. But I know this off by heart by now. So what's going to happen in round 1 is we're going to get some A colonists. So that's some colonists from the A deck onto these spaces here. So these are potential recruits for our colony. We can send people out to try and recruit these fine colonists. So you have colonists that look like this, and they can basically do different things. The actions at the top, so this one has 3 actions available at the top of the screen. They could make some nitrogen, they could make a morale, or they could go exploring with their brown backpack. There's also special colonists that have little stars around their name. They have like a bronze, gold sort of background at the top. These have special rules. And there's a nice little quick guide sheet over here which tells you what any special colonist does. So we can refer to that as we need to. So what are we doing? Preparation. So in fact, the first stage of preparation is moving the round track marker, which we'll do here. Da, 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 da. Then we put our colonists out, ready to recruit. Next, this is the production line here. I'm just going to give this a little shuffle, and we're going to draw 4 rooms and pop those on the production line. Lovely jubbly. Cool. So these are rooms that we could potentially build in our bunker. So what the room does is stated in the bottom left. So this room would create a mag tape and a scrap, and what the room costs is in the bottom right. So if we want to create this bionic workshop, we would need 2 mag tape and 2 scrap. So a bit more about building rooms later, but these are the rooms available to buy. And then the last thing we do is we set up the trade pool. So I'm going to put 1 nitrogen here, 1 food here. So there's various trades we can do during the game. And this trade pool here just allows us to do a bit of to and fro swapping of nitrogen and food, but only with what's available in this area. So it's a little bit restricted how much you can go back and forth with the old food and the nitrogen. And why do we need food and nitrogen, Mandy?
Is it for parties?
It is for parties. Correct answer.
For living, for keeping your colonists fed and breathing.
Yes, this is true. So this is going to help us keep our colonists happy on this morale track. It's also the key ingredient for us going out exploring. We need rations, we need to breathe, we need to eat when we go out exploring. So those resources will allow us to go to these spaces on the board. Okay, so that was preparation. So now we're into the bulk of the stuff for the round, which is player actions. So that's when we're going to be putting our people to work, building rooms, making trades, and a little later in the game we can also make bribes, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So when playing against a bot, let me get the lovely adorable first player token here. Sadly, the bot always has the first player token. It's not passed back and forth. There's no luck of the Nerfles in the solo version of the game, which is actually a new thing that came in post the preview copies. Usually the first person to pass in a round gets the first player token and 2 resources of their choice. Not in a solo game though. No luck of the Nerfles for you. So the bot gets the first player token and retains it for the rest of the game. So they'll always get to go first each round. So it's the bot's turn. It's pretty straightforward. All we do is we draw a card from the solo deck here, and we'll find out what the bot does. Let's see what you got, Dave. Okay, so this is a solo card, so there's actions for bot A, actions for bot B. We are playing against bot B, so we're going to follow these actions here. So this action here, it's explained on this, well, you can't see it very well there, but it's explained on the cheat sheet. But I can tell you what this means is the exploration track marker is going to move 2 spaces, and then the bot is going to recruit a new colonist. Dun dun dun. And that reminds me, I didn't roll the dice to see where the exploration track marker starts. We'll do that now. It starts on space 3. And what did I say? 2 spaces?
2 spaces.
Okay, so there's some general rules about bots, which are in the rule book, but I can tell you that neither of the bots resolve the event cards. So you don't have to worry about these event cards on their turn. Those are just for you. They do, however, trigger raids, which will come up later. So the fact that the bot landed on this space here means nothing happens. But if they were to land on a space, something like this, that they do trigger those effects, so the bot would get a mag tape if they landed there.
I see.
But they didn't. So we carry on, and the bot is recruiting a colonist, and the way this works is with Dave, they get to recruit the colonist for free, and they will take the highest reputation colonist. They will absorb them into their colony.
And so how do you determine ties? Because I can see there's 2 that are worth 3 points there.
So you have to randomise in the case of tiles. And I usually use the dice to do this, but you can do it however you want. You can run a local lottery. You can do rock paper scissors with yourself and various other long-winded ways. But we're going to roll the dice. So we're going to say this one is 1, 2, or 3, and this one is 4, 5, or 6.
We do have a question. Are bots A and B very different?
It's a good question. So looking at bot A, so basically bot A has a few less actions. Maybe like 1 or 2 less actions. The main difference between the two of them is bot A does not use their colonists. So that simplifies sort of automating their turns a lot, which makes it a bit easier when you're learning how to play. So then when you graduate onto bot B, they start using their colonists and they feel a lot more like playing against an actual human person.
It sort of simulates that more.
Yeah.
But bot A's sort of a bit more simple, and they're still collecting colonists, but they're just sort of accumulating the points for them, not using their effects.
Exactly, they're more sort of just absorbing stuff and stopping you from getting it. Bot B is a bit more sort of interacting with you in the game a bit more, so that works a bit better. Okay, thank you for the question. So we were recruiting. Who did we recruit? We rolled the dice. It was a 6. I think I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's Tonne B. Tonne B. We'll have a little look at Tonne B while he's out. So he is a special colonist, and I can tell you he's a time traveller.
Oh.
No
wonder he's in that fancy setup.
He looks like a time traveller, doesn't he? So when you use Tonne B, you roll the dice, and he might go back in time, and then you can use him again, or he might go forward in time, and then he just disappears, or he might do nothing. He might just fail completely.
Okay.
But the bot has them, so they'll worry about that. And when the bot recruits a colonist, they go onto the top of their colonist pile here. So they were given a couple of colonists at the start of the game. So I know next time the bot uses a colonist, it's going to use Tonne B.
Okay.
It's going to try that.
And so when you've recruited a colonist, you need to move the colonists down the track.
Yes, they move down the path. And then we draw a new one from the A colonist deck because we are in round 1 of the game. When we get to round 2 and 3, we'll start drawing from the B colonist deck. So what else did the bot do? The bot also generated free morale. Naughty bot. So 1, 2, 3. Look at them racing ahead.
Oh, they're gleeful.
How dare they? Okay, and that was the bot's go. So now it becomes our go. So now we can get 2 actions. So this will continue back and forth. I'll take 2 actions, the bot will take 2 actions, me and then them and you and them, until I pass in the solo game. When I pass, the bot will stop taking turns unless it's taken less than 6 turns. So the bot has to take at least 6.
Okay.
So top tip with playing this solo is you want to play efficient because you don't want to give that bot more goes than you have to, because it's always doing good stuff, and it's pesky to say the least.
Okay, so plenty of opportunity for sort of maximising your efficiency.
Yes. So what are we doing? Great question. Let's see who we started the game with. So we've got Borlol. So I'm tempted maybe to just get Borlol off to work straight away, maybe make a mag tape and a scrap, because I didn't start the game with a whole lot of mag tape and scrap. I did start the game with 3 power shards, thanks to Thurgun here. That's his starting resources on the left. So yeah, if I get a mag tape and a scrap, I could start building some rooms. So I think that sounds good. Let's do that. So let's put Borlol to work. So the way this happens is they go over here on the left-hand side of my bunker board on the resting pile, and then I choose one of these actions at the top of the card, and as I said, I'm going to choose the mag tape and a scrap action. So I get 1 mag tape, 1 scrap. And then you've got this little marker here, which helps you track your 2 turns. If you're like me and you can't count to 2, that's helpful. So that reminds me I'm now on my 2nd turn. And let's have a look at the rooms, Mandy, because we've got some scrap and mag tape to use now.
Sure.
I'm thinking VR suite.
That's a pretty tasty room. Didn't you only get 1 scrap?
Good point. Can't afford the VR suite. Oh, damn. Well, maybe I could get some scrap with a trade and go for the VR suite next time.
Yeah.
Because looking at my bunker board...
You're going to get a bonus for having the orange room there.
Yeah, so if I build a room here and it's an orange room, I'll get a production bonus in the room production phase of the round, which will mean I'll get an extra morale on top of whatever that room does.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I really want that VR suite. So I'm going to do one of the trades, which are over here on the board. So I'm going to do this one. So I can swap a nitrogen or a food for a scrap. And the rule with the trades is you can do them. You can do one type of trade multiple times as part of one action. Excuse the cat. Or you can do, if you do 2 types of trade, that counts as 2 different actions. So I could make as much scrap as I want from nitrogen and food. I'm gonna use one of each and make 2 scrap. Meow indeed.
Yep.
Okay. So that was my go. That's my 2 actions. I'll flip this back to the 1, and now we'll have the bot's second go. Let's see what you got, Dave. My go was pretty strong. Right. So the bot is gonna start using its people. It's gonna use Tom B. We know it is.
Yeah.
So yes, this symbol on bot B means it uses a colonist, and it uses it in the priority order 4, 1, 2, 3. So let's grab a colonist. It is Tom B. So what does 4, 1, what was it? 4, 1, 2...
4, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3 mean. So the 4, we look to see if this character has a 4th action going from left to right. It does not. It only has 3 actions.
Mm-hmm.
So the next in priority order is 1.
It's going to make 2 nitrogen.
It's going to make 2 nitrogen. So that's what the bot does. And because it's Tom B, the dice is now rolled. And we see how the time travelling went. So a 6...
Check out the quick guide
I'm going to have to remind myself what 6 means. 5 to 6. Tom B is sent backwards in time. Put them to work again, but do not attempt time travel a second time.
Oh, so the bot gets a
Successful.
double bonus. So then does it go to the second one?
It does, Mandy,
so
yes.
That's then number 2.
Number 2 is next in priority order, so then the bot would make a food.
Food. Oh,
He's done well there. Don't like that.
First go.
Okay.
And what's his second move?
And now he's going to get a power shard.
Okay.
Pesky. Very pesky bot.
Pesky bot.
Well, that was his go. This is what I mean. You don't want him taking loads of goes because he's always doing good stuff.
Yeah.
Naughty Dave. Right. So, what are we going to do?
We're going to get that room.
VR suite. Okay, so go 1. We'll grab the VR suite. It's going to go here.
Mm-hmm.
How much does it cost? 1 mag tape, 2 scrap. So we lose 1 mag tape, we lose 2 scrap. So we bought that room. Very good. So at the moment the room isn't plugged in with a power shard. That means when it gets to the room production phase, the room won't do anything.
Right.
I have 3 spare power shards. But the rule with these are you can plug them in at any time, and once they're plugged in, you cannot move them thereafter. So I tend to leave it till the last possible moment to plug them in. So I probably will be putting a power shard here, but just in case, I get something that seems unlikely, but just in case, I will hold on to my power shards for now. So that was go 1, and then go 2. What else do we want to do? Who we got? We got Quaz Oberman. He's got a special ability. He can fix broken power shards. I'm sure I'll be showing you how that works later. So I'm going to hold him back. I've got Buff. So Buff can go... He's got a red backpack. He can go exploring anywhere on the board. And the symbols next to his red backpack mean he gets a discount of a nitrogen and a food off wherever he went exploring to, off the cost of his explore action. So let's have a look on the board and see if there's anyone we would like to recruit here. And also, good to do at this point is look at where the exploration track marker is. because whatever location I choose to go to, I'm going to have to move this that amount of spaces. If I can time it to land here, I'll get a mag tape. So what we got available for free space? Oh, Movu.
And what does Movu do? Doesn't Movu make everyone else very sad?
They do. They make all your opponents go down 1 morale. So this is one of the sort of take-that-y characters in the game, which you can take out. There is a, we want to play nice and fair version of the game. But I think against the bot, you can play dirty. I think that's fine. So I think we're going to go and recruit Movu. So Berth, or popping Berth to work. So he goes here on the resting side of our bunker board. There is an injured side that might become relevant later, and Berth is going to this location here. So this moves 1, 2, 3, and we get a mag tape. Yeah, excellent. So now that has been resolved, we then pay the resources. So that's 1 nitrogen and 2 food. Berth has a discount of 1 nitrogen and 1 food, so that equates to 1 food.
Great maths.
Thank you so much. And then that means we get Movu. Welcome to the colony, Movu. And he gets to go straight into our hand, so we can use him this round. And then now we've taken a colonist. All these ones are going to move down. And we're going to, one of them's going to move down, and then we get a new colonist here, and it's Debbie Wardson. She can do healing. She's a useful lady. Right, so that was us. That was our go. Back to Dave's go. What you got, Dave? I hope it's an idle card. It's not. Okay. There's only one, so I guess that wasn't likely.
No.
Okay, so Dave is moving the exploration track marker 2 spaces and recruiting a colonist. That's their first step. Okay, and look, it has landed on this space here. What does that space mean? I will tell you. It means all of these rooms go away. Oh, we forgot to move these down. My apologies. So as with the colonists, when you buy a room, you move them down following the arrows and you draw a new one. But then they're all going away because of the space that was just triggered. And 4 new ones are getting drawn from the bag. Oh, a space bar. We like the space bar. The space bar is free.
And we love puns.
And it's also a good pun, yes.
Does it even class as a pun? I don't know.
I don't know.
Probably not.
It's just 2 of the same thing. Yes, what were they doing? They were recruiting a colonist. So who is our best reputation colonist now? It's Fristacotti. Oh, I love Fristacotti. That's a shame.
Such a nice picture.
That they're being absorbed into the Borg or whatever is going on here thematically.
So that goes in the hand?
That goes in the hand. That goes on top of the pile here. They get Fristacotti. Sorry, Frista. You're Borg now. Right, so these come down. Draw a new card to here. And then, it's Multimati. That's the designer of the game right there, in card form. Hi, Matty.
Hi, Matty.
And then the second part of the bots go was they're building a room. So the way this works, very similar to the colonists. They build the room with the highest reputation that they can afford. So that's going to be one of these 2. So odd for Catalyst Chamber, even for Aphid Farm. I just rolled the dice. It was even. Odd for Aphid Farm. And the way the bot builds their rooms, they build left to right, then top down. Mm-hmm. So this room will go here, and this bonus, sorry, not here, it's going to go here. This bonus means you get something back straight away, which will in this case be a scrap. And then that room goes there. Oh, they didn't pay for the room actually. They should probably do that first. So it was a mag tape and 2 scrap. And this is all explained on the card. So you don't have to remember this off by heart whilst you're playing. So unlike when they're recruiting colonists, the bot does pay for rooms. So that's or Dave does pay for the rooms. And Dave also immediately plugs in rooms as and when they can. So they're going to put one of their spare power shards on this place here. So that room's powered up and ready to go when we get to the room production phase of the round. Okay, that was Dave's go. And there's now 3 cards in that pile. So Dave's getting at least 3 more goes. That's always worth noting. Because we don't want him to have more than 3 goes. I think... Shall we make Dave unhappy with Movu?
Now's as good a time as any.
Let's use Movu and their special power, which is to decrease your opponent's morale by 2. So this is Dave's morale track marker. That goes down by 2. Let's bring Dave down a peg or 2.
Yeah, he looks too cheery over there in his bot bunker.
Then what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do now? We only have 4 colonists. We can have a max of 6. That's the limit on people you can have in your colony. It's worth noting though, they're gonna ask you for stuff when it gets to the next phase of the round. They're going to want 1 food and 1 nitrogen per colonist, per pair of colonists in your colony. If you don't feed them, you lose a morale, which thematically makes sense, I guess.
So you've got 2 at the moment. So at the moment, you've got 4 at the moment. Sorry. So you'd need 2 of each. Food and nitrogen at the end of the round.
And great news, man! You have 2 and 1. So some of them aren't getting fed. We need a new room. Keep forgetting. Sorry. Oh, we should build a space bar. Because the space bar, it's the only room in the game that's free, so there's no cost in the bottom right. I think we should build a space bar.
Hey, this is your solo game. It's not a duo game.
You're allowed to help.
Okay.
Yeah, let's build a space bar and let's build it so that we get a scrap back. I think that's a good
You
move.
don't want to build it on the orange bonus.
I think I kind of want the scrap because then I can do a bit more in this round because I'm actually running out of actions.
Hey, it's a solo game.
Okay. No help. Okay, I get it.
You.
Right, we'll build one here. Oh, this is my second action. I should flip that. So that gives me a scrap back. And then these rooms move down. I get a new one from the bag. And I think that was... it's another happy room. Oh, see, that one could go there.
It could, but that was your second turn. And now it's Dave's go.
So I'm actually using the... this is Jovian Depths, the bunker I chose, which has a lot of happy bonuses. So it's really good for... you can ignore your people's demands and just make them happy instead, which is quite a nice strategy, I find.
That's one of my favourite strategies. Starve them all and then throw a big party.
What do you mean you're hungry? Look! Juggling!
Look, someone's juggling over there.
Right, that was 2 goes. Go 4 for the bot.
What's Dave up to now?
Oh, Dave is doing... he's using more person.
A colonist.
They're using a colonist. Priority order is 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and straightforward. I'll remember that one.
Will you?
Oh, and it's Frister, the one they just got. So, first action on Frister's card is 2 nitrogen. Oh, they've got a lot of nitrogen.
They've got a lot of nitrogen.
So, yeah, that was straightforward. That's that one. And they're getting another power shard.
Oh, they're getting well stocked up.
Naughty bot.
Naughty bot.
Such a naughty bot. Right. Oh, that was a pretty easy go for the bot. So back to us. Right. We've got stuff. Let's build more stuff. We can afford more than space bars now. We can be more ambitious here. So what do we want? Do we want a storage bay? A catalyst chamber?
I think you had a green bonus on your next room down.
Oh, I did. Okay, so if I
want to build a green room.
Yeah, I need a green room there to take advantage of that. So maybe
you could build
storage
the Disco
bay?
Dystopia.
Oh yeah.
orange, but I'm not helping. It's a solo game.
Let's just make no stuff apart from entertainment and hope for the best. That seems like a great plan. Let's do that. Okay, we're going to spend 1 scrap and pop the Disco Dystopia on this space here. Look how much morale we're going to make. 1, 2, 3. And we can plug all these in. We've got the power shards.
Or just as well, because you're not going to be feeding any of them.
Yeah, not going to get any points for anything else other than morale at the rate we're going. But
well, you might. You might. Let's see.
Maybe later. So that was 1. Okay, I think this is a good point to maybe use our special trade. So let me just blow this up here. So bottom right of the board. So each leader in the game has a trade that they can do once per round, which is unique to them. Thurgan's is they lose 1 reputation to get 1 power shard. Power shards at the end of the game are worth 2 points each. So I think if you're Thurgan, you should always use that trade. So
Okay.
I'm going to follow that rule. I'm going to use the trade. So I move this little counter along to show I've used it this round. I can't use it again this round. I lose 1 reputation, but I get 1 power shard to add to my collection of many power shards.
We do have another question.
Oh, yeah.
Are you able to vary your strategy with the variability in setup and player boards against the bots? And are you able to use the knowledge of their actions in their cards to any strategies?
Okay, so yes, at this point, I wish I didn't delete all the other player boards to make the game run better.
How many are there?
There are 7
leaders.
There are 7 leaders and 6 player boards. So we're going sort of down the orange strategy route here, but you could also go for science, or you could go for labour. There's 1 board where you get a lot of construction resources at the start, so you can go very heavy on the building things. There's another board which is just all about points. Sort of matching your board to your leader can be quite good. So if you go for like a real sciencey player board and match that with the science leader can sort of swap nitrogen for a power shard. So you want to make nitrogen, and you can. There's lots of like combinations that you can do.
You can similarly do that with the colonists that you choose to recruit as well. Either get them to cover things that you're not getting from your boards, or go really heavy on one angle and see how that works out.
Yeah. There's also these end game bonuses which weren't in the preview copies now. So if you do go heavy on one of the 3 colours, that labour, science, morale, there's some end game
pick up some extra points
scoring you can do there.
And what about the knowledge of the bot's actions?
Well, yes, so knowing what cards are coming up can be important. So at the start of the game, I chose 3 cards and I gave 2 to the bot. And I know one of the 2 I gave to the bot is a character called Crunch who can injure my colonists. So I'm keeping that knowledge at the back of my head, because if I see a room that could heal, that could be useful. In fact, I say I'm keeping that knowledge at the back of my head. Debbie Watson's come up. She would be quite useful because she has the ability to heal colonists. So if I know my opponent's going to be maybe injuring my people, I might look ahead and get something to counteract that. So a little bit knowing what they have you can factor that in. But if at any point I have to look through these cards, maybe because they're chucking someone out and I have to choose which one they chuck out, I then shuffle them before I put them back, and then sort of the knowledge of what's coming next goes away.
So you won't necessarily know. They're only going to have a maximum. Do they have a hand limit of 6 as well, the bot, or can they get unlimited?
They have a hand limit of 6, so you will have to look at them at some stage when they're exiling people.
So you know that it's one of 6. If there's one that you're keeping track of, you'll always know that it's one of 6.
So So I'm aware of what colonists they have, but that's pretty similar. That's kind of the same in the normal game as well, because people are playing their colonists, just seeing what they have. You kind of know what's coming. And that's the main thing I've tried to recreate with the solo play, is to make it feel like the multiplayer version of the game. So I hope that answers that question. Keep them coming. Questions are good. But what the heck was I doing? I bought a Disco Dystopia, didn't I?
Did.
Was that action 1? Oh, and action 2 was the special trade.
Special trade, yeah.
That was it. So I think we're back to the bots go.
We are.
Let's see what Dave does. Here comes Dave. Okay, so Dave is moving the exploration track marker 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. And they are recruiting a colonist once again. And this time, the best one is, it's one of these 3. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll the dice to randomize it. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's Solven Roan. He's sort of made out of straw, I would say. Something like that.
Some sort of robot-y thing.
Yeah. So Solven Roan goes into their hand. They recruit them. So they've got 5 colonists at the moment. So they're nearly at their max. Which can be quite good when they get to their max, because then they start to lose some stuff by kicking people out. And then their second action is they're using a colonist priority order 3, 4, 1, 2. So they will immediately use Solven Roan. Okay, so this is different. So they've actually selected the blue backpack. So what happens when a bot goes exploring? So a bot will always target resources when exploring. And they will always target the furthest away resources, which equates to the most resources that they can get, that they can afford. I just realised I need to move these down. So because it was a blue backpack, they can only go, they can't go to any of these free spaces up here. You'll see each space has backpacks next to it, so that's how you determine where each colonist can go. So they can go to these spaces because they've got blue backpacks, and they can go to these spaces as well. So the best spot for them will be this one here, which is a mag tape and 2 scrap is what they get, and they pay 1 nitrogen and 1 food. So they do pay when they go exploring this way. And they get 1 mag tape and 2 scrap, which is actually pretty good for them. Damn that bot. Okay, and that was their turn. And now they've taken 5 turns. So they've got at least 1 more turn.
Depending on how long you go on for.
Yeah. So here's my dilemma. I've got Quaz Oberman. He can fix power shards that get broken, and that usually happens when there's a raid. This is how close we are to a raid happening. Pretty close. But I don't know if there's anything else I can do on my turn apart from use Quaz Oberman. I kind of want to hold him back in case there's a raid.
You need to draw a room.
I do. Let's put a room out here.
Have a look at that. You can afford rooms, perhaps.
Yes, true. I've got 2 mag tape, 1 scrap. We were looking at the catalyst chamber.
You were looking at the storage bay.
And the storage bay. The sustenance synergizer. That's pretty good, isn't it?
I don't think you can afford. Oh, you'd have to do trades.
I could do trades. I mean, it doesn't look like I'm going to be feeding my people anyway, so I could just trade and get the sustenance synergizer. Yeah, I'm going to do that. That sounds good. So I'm going to spend 2 nitrogen, 1 food to get, so I'm doing this trade here, to get 3 scrap.
That was 1 action.
And then second action, I'm going to buy the sustenance synergizer. I'm going to put it here, and that's going to make me a ton of food. And that's good because I'm not making a lot of resources at the moment. I'm just entertaining people to death.
So
that was 2 mag tape and 3 scrap. Okay, that was 2. So hopefully this will be the bot's last go. In fact, I will probably try to make sure of it. Right, so they're using another colonist. Priority order 2, 3, 4, 1. This is another thing actually that sort of makes them a little less predictable. Like you might know what colonist is going to come up, but you
don't know which action.
You don't know what priority order. So, as with a human person, you wouldn't know what they were going to do. Oh, it's Tracy Terea, so she can swap one resource for any other resource, but actually she's not doing that. It's priority order 2. She's going exploring. She's going to a brown backpack location, so that's these 3 lower locations. So the best location she can go to is the crash site. So that's going to move this 1. Didn't quite trigger a raid. Whew. And that costs 1 nitrogen, 1 food. And it gets the bot a power shard. Good exploring, Tracy.
Okay.
And then second action was another power shard.
Well,
have you got enough there, bot? Jeez.
They're power rich.
They are. Okay. So that was their 6th turn. So I definitely want to pass. But I could take 1 action, then pass.
So might as well use the person in your hand, yeah?
Yes, so I should use Quaz Oberman. Good thinking. So we're going to use Quaz Oberman. We're going to use his middle action and get 2 food. And in an ideal world, I would probably swap one of... Oh, hold on. Room. I would probably swap one of those food to get a nitrogen, because then I could feed at least 1 pair of colonists. But if I do that, the bot gets another go. And I think I will sacrifice.
You gave away a nitrogen last time. You could have
I
saved
know.
it.
Sorry, people of my colony, but we can't let this bot win. It's a sacrifice we all have to make.
Okay.
So I pass. And as soon as you pass, the bot automatically passes unless they haven't played 6 cards. If they haven't played 6 cards, you would just play out until you got to 6. But that's not the case. So we then get to go into the next phase of the round, which is the rations phase. So this happens in player order. So bot first. So the bot has 5 colonists, and it's every pair of colonists rounded up. So they will need 3 food and 3 nitrogen to feed their colony, and the rule is the bot will always feed their colony if they can.
Mm-hmm.
Very gracious of them. So they spend all that, and that means they maintain their position on the morale track here. Not so much for me. I have 4 colonists and I cannot feed any pairs because I only have food, I do not have nitrogen. So I'm going to lose 2 morale. Oh dear. Sad times in the Jovian depths. But they're about to get very cheered up, so it's okay. So after rations, we then have the morale points phase of the round. So the bot's going to get 1 point. And I'm going to lose 3. Boo. So that was morale points.
They've got rumbly tumblies. They're very sad.
They are. So now we have room production. So this is when the rooms we've built in our bunker go into action and do stuff, provided that they are powered. So again, turn order. So that will be the bot first. So the bot's going to get 2 nitrogen, 2 food, 3 food, and 2 morale. Damn.
You're just having such a nice time.
Morale's supposed to be my thing. Lay off, bot. But that's it. Okay, and then it's my turn. Okay, so as I said before, power shards, you can plug them in at any time. So here we go.
Now's a real good time.
We're going to plug them all in now. All these ones I've been saving up. And things are about to start getting real happy up in my bunker. So let's look at morale first. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let it go again. 10 morale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you move into someone's place in this game, you displace them. So 6, and they move down. 7, 8, 9, 10.
A little bit more healthy. Yeah. You've almost got back to where you started.
Progress will happen soon.
You've got to speculate to accumulate.
We also make food, so that's good. Nitrogen's looking like a real problem right now. We make 1, 2, 6, 7 food, so that gets us up to 9 food. Lovely. And the workers' union. So this is the special room I chose at the start of the game, and what this room does, it allows me to use a colonist again for anything other than exploring. So let's have a quick look. And do we make them sad again? That might be fun. He's no good. Borlol's good. I really wish I recruited someone who made nitrogen. That was a mistake, wasn't it? Well, live and learn. Do we make even more food, or do we make a mag tape and a scrap, or do we just make him unhappy?
Oh, well, here's my 2 pence.
Yeah.
It's a solo game, so it's your choice.
Let's go full morale victory. Let's make him unhappy.
Okay, go for it.
Who needs stuff? Okay.
So
2 unhappy for green. Down to neutral he goes. Right. So that was the room production phase, and then the final phase of the round is rest colonists, and that's when we return the colonists we played in the previous round to our hand. Oh, this happened last time I played. My hand has disappeared, so
bring it to you. Don't move the table. Just
no. It's gone. Yeah, this happened last time I played. My hand will be down here for now. I'm not sure why it's doing that. There's something wrong with my version of Tabletop Simulator, perhaps. And they also rest their colonists, so these go back in to their pile. So they have a pile. They do, but you shuffle them. So this is when we don't know what's coming next, because they'll get shuffled up. Okay, and that was round 1. So next is round 2. Round track marker moves along, and we go into the preparation phase for round 2. So a few things happen here. All the A colonists go away. Goodbye, A colonists. It was nice having you, but your time is up. We get a fresh set of colonists onto the board, and we're getting some B colonists now. So these are a bit more interesting. They're worth a bit more, some of them are worth a lot more points. There's some good people to recruit here. The next thing that happens is the B rooms are added to the room tile bag, and we give those a shuffle. So again, slightly more powerful rooms than the ones we saw in round 1. We lose a room from the bottom of the production line, and these move along. Ooh, buttons.
Just keep things moving.
Yeah. And we draw another from the bag. And then what do we do? And then the trade pool, we get a couple more resources in the trade pool. We didn't use that last time, but we probably really need to use it this time, because we're very food heavy and no nitrogen to be seen. And then round 2, a big thing that happens is we get bribe cards. So let me just put some of these out. Ooh, that's a fun one. So what are bribe cards? So bribe cards basically give you the opportunity to get more points than usual for the resources you have at the end of the game. But if you take a bribe card and you cannot fulfill the promise, so you don't have the resources, you lose the points instead. So there's a slight risk with them. So yeah, and these actually have illustrations which may not have been seen because they weren't in the that one was in the preview copies, but look at that delicious bug banquet. We could do that. We're making food.
We certainly could.
And this is a very high value one. 10 points for the nitro rockets.
How many? Gavin Jones says hello, lovely Arkosa.
Oh, hi,
hello, Gavin.
Hello.
How many bribe cards do you draw?
It is free per player. So in a solo game, that is free. And the bots don't know how to bribe. They cannot compute that. They can't.
Nobody programmed that for them.
No, they can't bribe. So they're just for me to try and get ahead of this pesky bot. So I have a new action available to me this round where I can take a bribe card. That can only be one of my 2 actions. That's something in the multiplayer game to stop people hoovering them up too quickly. So we've got bribes. So we're now ready for round 2, player actions. So what I'm going to do is put this discard pile over here. Oh, I did leave one bunker board over there.
Just so you can keep track of how many cards have been played in this round.
Exactly. So I'm going to create a separate discard pile for this round so I can keep track of, the amount of turns he has taken. So Dave, what are you up to? You're using a colonist again, priority order 1, 2, 3, 4.
Gavin Jones says he's just played Arkosa with his 9-year-old.
What?
Let's just say, never has Dr. Sawbones been so much in demand.
I'm impressed. I think we put 14 plus, didn't we, on the box?
Yeah.
So that's very impressive. 9-year-old, gaming skills.
That is impressive.
Very good. Gavin, you are a legend. Right, the bot was using a person. They've drawn Fristicotti again, and Fristicotti is making 2 nitrogen because it's priority 1. And then the bot's making 2 morale, so they're trying to catch back up here. Okay, that was the bot's turn. Right, our turn. We got these guys we can use. We've got a nitrogen situation here. I feel like we need to resolve this somehow. We could try to resolve it by building a room, but we won't get those resources till the next round. Has anyone come out who makes nitrogen? Only Combustible Joe. And we don't really want, if we recruit him, we don't really want to use him because he's worth a lot of points. He makes a lot of stuff. But when you use Combustible Joe, you do have to roll the dice, and on a 1 or a 2, you could probably guess from his name what he does. He might explode, and that would be bad. So making nitrogen is going to be hard. These colonists are worth pointing out, actually. They've got a slightly different point value, the bottom left. This particular one means that they get 2 points per green room in your bunker. So that's what Kenny Homart does, and Alec and Aran is similar, 2 points per blue room in your bunker. But I don't think no, you need I needed the orange one, really.
Points for orange rooms.
Oh, damn, that's a shame. I think
you might just have to trade.
Might have to trade, and then maybe get a nitrogen room to assist with the unfolding situation.
It can go on your times 2.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. So we're going to use this trade here. So we're going to swap 2 food, so -2 on food. And we're going to take, and the food goes into here, so 1, 2. And then we take 2 nitrogen out. I find this makes a bit more sense when it's tokens, but you can just about get it with the digital counters. Cool. So we put 2 food in, took 2 nitrogen out. So we've got some nitrogen now. That was go 1. Go 2. I was supposed to put this back, sorry.
Do you want... You want things for rooms, right? So do you need to go exploring out to one of the...
I can either go exploring to get stuff, or I could put Borlol to work.
How much do you need for that room that you were eyeing up?
I need 2 mag tape and 3 scrap.
Gavin Jones, good old Joe, had a very brief appearance in our game. 9-year-old also collected 3 take that colonists purely to attack me and turn off my shards, etc.
Well played.
Very well played, 9-year-old.
Oh, maybe we should take inspiration from that. Maybe we should just get Joe. Shall we do it?
Hey.
I think...
Solo game.
Oh, solo game. Damn it.
I love Joe. I like the element of risk. That comes with it.
Come on then. I'm gonna get Joe. I'm gonna send out Movu because I want to hold on to Buff because I think I could use him to get more betterer stuff later.
More betterer stuff.
So we're gonna send Movu out exploring, which is a shame because I like to use Movu to spread the sad. But so Movu, we're using Movu's blue backpack for our second action, and we're going to get Combustible Joe. Unfortunately, that's going to move the exploration track marker 2 spaces, which is going to set off our first raid of the game. So the way raids work in a solo game is they all hit you, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But the good news is they hit you at a slightly reduced pain than normal.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't great words, but hopefully you know what I mean. Right, so let's have a read. Oi, greedy, stockpiling all the good grub while others go hungry. That's just not cricket. The hostiles of Arkosa are champing at the bit for your bug buffet. Chef Umrakul is not going to be happy about his stores being raided. So the player, well, me, with the best labour rooms and corners, well, it doesn't matter, it's me. So in a solo game, we ignore what round it is and we always do the first option. So we're going to do if round 1 or if you have the vault room. So we have to deactivate our best active labour room if it's not already deactivated.
Oh, is that your makes lots of...
Our sustenance synergizer has been defeated, or it's turned off. Okay, so this room is now deactivated. That means when it gets to the production phase, it will not produce its stuff, which is a shame because it produces a lot of stuff. So instead of the room producing in the room production phase, you would flip this back over for the next round. However, all is not lost because we have this guy who can fix power shards. Mm-hmm. You can also fix power shards by using one from your supply and replacing it. But if you do that, you lose the broken one. So it's sort of like last ditch to try and get a room back on before the room production phase. Anyway, that was the raid. It happened. But we're all okay, and we can get Combustible Joe, and he's going to cost us 1 nitrogen and 1 food. 1 of this, 1 of that. Combustible Joe wears a hat. No, he doesn't. Combustible Joe, welcome to the colony.
Who did you send exploring?
Movu.
Aha.
Movu went. So these are going to come down the line. We're going to get a new one at the top. I bet now we get one who's really good at making nitrogen and doesn't explode. Oh, no. We got the assassin. They can do murders.
Oh dear.
Murders of other people's colonists.
That sounds like one that Gavin Jones' 9-year-old would like.
Yes, undoubtedly. Cool. So we got Joe, and that was our second go because we did the trade first. Huh? So it's back to Dave. What you got, Dave? Yay! Dave's asleep.
Dave's asleep.
Everyone rejoice! Dave is asleep.
Dave is asleep.
Look at him snoozing away.
So nothing happens on the bot go.
So it's back to us.
It's back to your action 1. You need to flip your token.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
So I could just fix that up with Quaz, or I could save Quaz in case another one gets broken because he can fix up to 2. So yes, let's not do that. I think let's send Buff all the way to Sanctuary Prime and get a ton of stuff. It will be a low risk event, free on the exploration track, but I think that's okay. I think that's okay.
You think you can handle it?
Yeah.
Right.
So action 1, Buff is going to Sanctuary Prime. So this moves 1, 2, 3. Man, did you fancy reading an event?
Yes.
That would be very kind of you. Let me... Tell me the good news.
Tell you what, can you move it so it's on the screen a bit better?
No.
Okay.
Sorry. Mandy will read it. It's okay.
You know what? Arkosa's not all bad. Lovely soft sand, fantastical creatures at every turn, and the salespeople with their wares and wily ways. You stand abreast an average-sized dune with hands on hips like a conquering pioneer, your mood lofty. But then, almost obviously, a gust of wind blows a sand swirl up in your face. Oh, Dan, your poor eyes. Your explorer gets sand in their eyes. Injure your explorer after this action.
I mean, it says that, Mandy, but I actually sent out Buff to go exploring. And let me tell you what the special ability of Buff is. So Buff, whilst exploring, Buff is immune to the instruction, injure your explorer.
Uh-huh.
Yes! So, we avoided that little mishap. Good work, Buff. So we'll carry on with the explore action. With the discount of 1 nitrogen and 1 food, we pay 1 nitrogen and 1 food total here. And it's going to give us a power shard, 2 mag tape, and 1 scrap.
Pretty good.
That's this stuff here. Cool. So that was Sanctuary Prime. Next action. So can we now afford the big nitro making room? No, not quite.
One more scrap.
We need 1 more scrap. So we either trade for the scrap or use Borlol to get the scrap. I think I might trade for the scrap.
Indeed.
So I'm going to lose 1 food and get 1 scrap.
Okay.
And then we're ready to get this, as long as the bot doesn't snap it up.
Okay.
Famous last words.
You just jinxed it there.
Famous last words.
That's a jinx if ever I.
Oh no, they're not. They're not snapping it up. Nice. Okay. So the bot is using a colonist priority order as 4, 1, 2, 3, and then they're getting a power shard. So
let's see who they've got.
oh, it's Crunch. 4. They don't have 4 as
1. Oh,
1.
they're going to injure one of your colonists.
So this is Crunch. Crunch has a special ability of injuring a colonist in each opponent's colony. So we're going to have to take an injury here.
Oh, the good inspector has wounded you.
So it can either be someone I haven't used or someone who's in the resting pile. I think it would be better if it was someone in the resting pile because I won't lose out on using a person that way. I think I'll go with Buff.
And you can injure Buff that way because it's not during an explore action.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, but that's all right. That's what Dr. Sawbones is for. That's what this deck is for. So
Dan
you
Prowse
know.
says it's crunch time.
Yes. This is Dan. He's a crocodile detective.
He's a crocodile detective.
It's a little throwback from my first ever game.
And Gavin
Dan
says
voiced.
Sawbones, Sawbones, Sawbones.
They're chanting his name.
They're chanting for Dr. Sawbones.
Well. Yes, I may well do that. Sorry, the bot had a second action. They got another power shard, which is good because they don't have many. So that was the bot's turn. And now it's back to me. Flippity doodah on that. And what do we want to do next? They want me to heal Buff. I will do, but maybe I'll take my good time about it. Because I want that room before. That's got to be the priority. Sorry, guys. We've got to get this room before the bot hoovers it up. We're getting the Nitro Nebulizer. We're paying 2 mag tape. All of the scraps.
And you're sticking it on the ×2
And it's gone
spot.
on the ×2 multiplier. So that's going to be getting us 8 nitrogen.
Sounds pretty good.
At the end of the round. And then the second action. Ooh, should we just get Combustible Joe out the way just to see if he explodes?
Come on, Combustible Joe.
Okay. So Combustible Joe, we're going to put him to work. And I think he gets to at least make something before he potentially explodes. So he's going to make 3 nitrogen because we're pretty short on nitrogen. And then we're going to roll the dice, and we're not going to roll a 1 or a 2.
So 1 or a 2, he's going to explode. Let's see what happens.
He lives!
Hooray! Hooray! Yay for Joe!
Good work, Joe. Okay, that was 2. Back to the bot. They're on action 4. Got to keep track of these things. Now they build a room. See. Speaking of which, we need a new room. Oh, it's a B room. Ooh, that way around. Oh, it's a cyber diner. It's got a new drawing that wasn't in the preview copy. That fine diner.
So they can.
Who wouldn't want to dine there? And the bot's going to build the best room they can, so it's either this catalyst chamber or it's the cyber diner. So we'll say odd even.
Okay.
And they are building the cyber diner.
The cyber diner.
Okay. I'm pretty sure they can afford this. Yeah. And this will go here. So the bot has slightly different room production bonuses. They basically have wildcard room production bonuses. So it doesn't matter what they build here, they will get this bonus when that room activates. So that room costs 1 mag tape and 2 scrap. And the bot will also plug rooms in straight away if they can. So there they go. They've got a cyber diner. And what the cyber diner does is when it activates, you can convert as much food as you want into morale. And I believe the rule is they will max out and do as much of that as possible.
As they can. Yep.
I think I might have to double check, but I am pretty sure that's the rule.
And that's how it's worked at other times.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
Okay. Might be worth double checking that if you're playing solo, but I think that's the rule. So that was the build the room, and then they're putting another colonist to work. 2, 3, 4, 1 priority order.
Who have we got?
It's Tracy, Terrea, and they've chosen the brown backpack. So they're going to go to this location. This is the best location they can go with a brown backpack. So that's going to move the exploration track marker 1 space. It's a blank space. They pay 1 of each resource. Oh, well, I mean, they needed to go to the crash site. They definitely needed another power shard.
They could have done with that.
To be fair, these are worth 10 points at the moment. So spare leftover power shards are worth 2 points each at the end of the game. So it might look like they're playing uselessly, but they're actually racking up some good points here. So it's not a done deal. A glorious victory yet.
Well, I mean, you're currently
that's
losing.
A nice room.
So, yeah.
It's a new room that's just come out. It's a meteoric museum. It creates 3 points when it activates, and it's worth 5 points. Some serious points for a meteoric museum.
Just spent all your mag taking scrap.
Yeah, I can't afford that. Okay, back to my turn.
I think you're a bit short of colonists.
Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could get 1 more. Is there anyone I want? Maybe Patria Parte, since we're going down the morale victory. So their special ability is it's that middle one there. They can you can spend 2 nitrogen and get 5 morale, and then they leave the colony with no exile penalties, which is pretty good.
But who could you send there?
Who could I send there?
You can't send Borlol.
Not Borlol.
You can't send either of them there.
Well, why are we even... the only person I get is Kenny Homart, and he's only worth 4 points. Actually, that's not terrible. That isn't terrible.
It would limit you from getting your other your Patria Party.
Yeah.
Or you could excel.
But I could exile because I've got births only worth 1 point. Okay, yeah. Let's get Kenny. Borlol's going to the New Colony Network with their brown backpack. What?
Look at what's next on the explore track.
Oh no. An injury. Okay. Oh, that might change things. I don't want to have to go to Dr. Sawbones twice. Right. No. Undo. We'll use Borlol instead to get a mag tape and a scrap. That is a better move. And then our second action. Soon. And then we're going to use our special trade, I think, for our second action. So we will lose a point, but we'll get a power shard. And that's good. And I need to also think about these bribes. This seems very viable and it's worth a lot of points. But it's the bot's go.
Does this go number 5?
It's go number 5. Okay, so bot B is building a room and getting a power shard. So they are getting the room, or they're going to try to get the room. Oh no. That is by far the best room. The Meteoric Museum.
Can they afford it though?
Well, they can, and I will explain why. So it's going to go here. So there are trades down here that you can do. We did one earlier. You can trade to get scrap. You can trade to get mag tape. The bot will automatically do those trades in order to afford the best room possible, and it won't count towards their actions. So 1 mag tape, 1 scrap leaves 1 mag tape and 2 scrap left to pay. So if they spend 1 nitrogen and 1 food, that's the other mag tape. Then they've got 2 scrap left. So the way you choose whether they spend nitrogen or food to get the scrap is whatever they have the most of. So otherwise you just get to choose what they spend. So that's it. So that they would have automatically done the trades to get the mag tip and the scrap. They can afford the Meteoric Museum. It's not very good. It's a very good room for them, and we don't like them doing well because we want to win. But that's what's happened. It's got to be challenging.
And what else did they do then?
They get
a power shard.
So power shard rich.
Wow.
Lovely. Okay, back to us. Right, they've got one more go. Okay, I think it is now time for Dr. Sawbones. Okay, so to resolve a Dr. Sawbones card, we either spend a nitrogen or a food. It's going to be a food because I have more food. We need a room here. I'll just do that quickly. And Mandy, do you fancy reading the Dr. Sawbones cards?
You know I do.
So these are the only cards in the game that I wrote. So, yeah.
Green blood is splattering everywhere. Is that the sound of a laser saw? You almost can't believe your eye when your colonist appears fully healed. Thanks, Dr. Sawbones. Heal 1 colonist.
Well, hey, he did a great job.
At last, says Gavin Jones.
He's reliable, Doctor, really. There's some cards in that deck which are less reliable. Let it be known. But that was a good one.
Thanks, Dr.
You did a good job. So when you heal someone, they go from the resting side to...
injured side.
Sorry, the injured side to the resting side, rather than back into your hand. But that does mean he's now available to use in the next round, so that's good. So that was action 1. And then action 2. We're not going to get a raid, are we? No, we're miles off a raid. So I think I'll just use Mr. Oberman to fix this power shard here with his special ability. That seems a good and proper thing to do. We did it! Yeah, 2 goes. Right, so...
What's in store for us now, Dave?
What we will make the bot's last go, I imagine. 2 on the explore track and recruit a colonist for bot B. So let's see what that does. So it's an orange event which they won't resolve. Fine. And then they recruit a colonist. What is the best colonist for bot B? So Kenny's worth 4 to them. He's only worth... they are only worth 2. This one is worth 3. 5. It's going to be that one. It's Jessica. Oh, she's nice.
You can always sometimes count on the doc, maybe. Says Gavin.
So they recruit Jessica. And that means they have 6. They're at capacity. That one moves down. New one comes here. Oh! It's just the 101. I thought that was going to be the one.
One.
Yeah. And then they build a room. So best room they can build is
3.
Medlab or Catalyst Chamber. Odd, even. There's a dice being rolled off screen. It was the Medlab. So they will build the Medlab here. Again, they will do they will automatically trade to build it there. So that's 1 nitrogen and 1 food. They can trade for the mag tape and let's say 1 food for the actually a nitrogen because they're better at making food. Cool. So they've paid for their med lab.
Plug in it.
They're not gonna be feeding so well this round. Ha. And they automatically plug it in. Yes, you're correct, Mandy. And that was the bot's go. So we want to make this the bot's last go. So we definitely don't want to take 2 actions. So I think the last action we're going to do is we're going to take this bribe. Yes. We're going to put our hand here. So I'm just going to put it sort of here. It's a set of nitro rockets. So we need 2 nitrogen, 2 scrap, 1 mag tape, and a power shard at the end of the game. And we can cash all that in for 10 glorious points. Usually those resources together would be worth 5 points. So that's like double points for those resources. So that'd be pretty good. Yep, and then we pass, which means the bot passes. So now we'll play out the other phases of the round. So the rations phase, starting with the bot. Not so feedy this time. They are going to feed one pair. So that means 2 go hungry.
2 pairs. Yep.
2 pairs go hungry, sorry.
They lose 2
So
morale.
they lose 2 morale. And I can feed everyone. And I shall.
Oh, what a joy.
What a benevolent leader I am. So I stay up here at the top of the morale track. Good times. So
morale points next.
Nothing for green. 5 for blue. Ha ha!
Oh, and she's in the lead.
We're doing it. Okay. That was morale points. Then we have room production. That will be the bot first. Let's see what they get. So they're getting 2 nitrogen, 2 food, 3 food, 2 morale. 1, 2. That was that one. There's another little food down there. We'll come back to the cyber diner in a mo. Where am I here? They get 3 points. Ooh, don't like that. 1, 2,
and
3.
you're losing again. And a nitrogen.
And a nitrogen. Another nitrogen from the med lab.
They don't have any injured colonists.
And a morale.
Okay.
And then the cyber diner.
So
I believe they use all their food to convert. Are you going to look it up for me? Probably should have done this earlier.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so I've in game. I'm pretty sure I changed this so that they do use all of it, but there might be a caveat only if it's in the last round. So I just want to check. Sorry about this, everyone. Won't be a mo. That's it. Click that one there. I think it's like page 12 or 14.
Sure. 14 is the very last page.
If they are spending all their food, they're going to get 7 morale. So that'll be 2 morale and 5 points. So that'd be good. But then they won't have any food to spend in the next round. So that could also be good. So we'll see. We'll see what I put here. That's it. And I believe it would be... Oh, yeah, special rooms. No. You get down here. No. Oh, we'll always convert as many resources as they can when using conversion rooms, and it'll always activate conversion rooms at last. So I was right, so they do. So they're going to go 1, 2, bumps me down, and then get 5 points.
Yeah.
And that's all their food.
Wow.
Whew, okay, well, that happened. Now it is my...
It limits what they can do on the
next
round.
Yeah. So there is that. So I'm going to plug this in, and then I'll do my stuff. So I'm getting 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 morale.
So that's...
You thought 7 was
there
good.
And 9 points.
9 points.
31.
That's 31, yeah. And then some stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 food. Oh. and 8 nitrogen. This is looking a lot healthier. Nice. And we can use someone, again, using the workers' union. And that's going to be... I think I'm going on... Not combustible Joe. Not risking that.
You're going to make him sad again?
Yeah, I'm going to use Movu again. So they will lose 2 morale.
Unlucky Dave.
Take that, Dave. Great. So that was room production. Rest colonists. So...
we have a question, sorry, while we were doing that.
Yeah.
Could I play a solo game against 2 Daves, just out of interest?
So let's think about that. There's only 1 solo bunker board. So I don't know if you could. I don't think you could. Sorry. That is not... But that's an interesting idea. I will... I like ideas.
A note is being made of that, Ben.
Yeah, double
Dave.
Double Dave.
Can you double the Dave for double the fun?
Or double AI opponent might be interesting as a stretch goal or something like that. Yeah, I also sort of thought about whether you could throw in an AI character into like a multiplayer game, which is something I'd maybe like to test at some point, but yeah, another potential idea, stretch goal. Yeah, ideas are good. We like ideas. Well done, Ben. We'll think about that. At the moment, it's a no, but you never know. We could maybe do something. Right, we rested our colonists. We still only have 5. We really need to max out our colony.
Yeah, you're wasting your hand limit.
We're resting these. Shuffly, 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 shuffly. And that was rest colonists, and that was round 2. Final round, fight. So, round tracker moves. So, preparation phase for this round is we lose 1 from the bottom. Goodbye, Kenny Homart.
Oh, we loved him well.
I do like Kenny, but no one wanted him this time. And then we get... Oh, the star. That one's used a lot. And we should have had a new room here. A pheromone distributor. It's a nice drawing on that, isn't it? It's pretty. All the lights. And then this room goes away. These go down.
Rotate.
And we get a new one from the bag. Whee! And this is something that got bumped post preview copy. So the innovation unit I thought was a little weak. It's now converts a mag tape and a scrap into 3 points instead of 2, which is better.
Yeah, good.
I think more useful.
It's good to get these sort of little balancing things sorted. It is,
yes. And then
there are 3 in each.
Trade pool is bumped. And that was preparation, and I'll remember to do this one this time. We reset the special trade marker, and that was preparation for round 3. So now we're into player actions. I'm just going to get rid of this discard pile for now, so we can start a new one to count the bot's actions, and we'll see what the bot does on their first turn. Okay, so the bot is building a room and using a colonist, and the room they will try to build based on what's available here. They'll try to build that one or that one, so we'll say odd, even. They built a pheromone distributor. I mean, I assume... Oh wait, hold on, can they afford this?
No,
I think they can, because they can use the trade pool to get the resources they need to build a room.
I don't think that's going to be enough.
I think it is. So they can trade 2 nitrogen for 2 food, and that will give them 2 of each. 1 of each makes the mag tape, 1 of each makes the scrap. Yeah.
So they just need to trade one.
They use all their stuff, but they can do it.
They just need to trade 1 nitrogen for 1 food, don't they?
Okay, well, let's just do this 1 step at a time. So that's going to go there for 3 points for green. 1, 2, 3. Nice little bonus. So
1 nitrogen.
So they trade 1 nitrogen. So they put that in there and take a food out. Bear with.
Food.
Cool. Then they can spend 1 of those and 1 of those to make the mag tape, 2 of those to make the scrap. That was the cost.
Yep.
They built the pheromone distributor. They don't have any stuff.
Right.
Ha!
They'll plug it in though.
They will plug it in straight away. Correct. And we need a new room here. And then they will use a colonist, and the priority order was 3, 4, 1, 2.
Who've we got?
It's Tracy Terrea.
So they're going to be doing the trade.
3, 4. Well, they're not, because they don't have anything. So the rule with the bot is they will always trade to get a power shard.
Right.
But they can't. So I think we would skip to the next in the priority order. So
they'll explore.
They'll explore.
But they can't.
They can't afford anywhere apart from this location.
Okay.
So they're going to go explore the factory. So this is the only explore spot on the board which doesn't have a cost. You don't have to move the exploration track marker, and you don't have to pay any. You simply roll the dice, see what you get. But it's like a factory, and there's bombs and things. So there's there's mines, I guess. It's well protected. So there's a 1 in 6 chance injury may occur.
That you'll come a cropper.
Like this.
Oh, you dear whoa.
Well, there you go.
An injury.
Sorry, Dave. I rolled very badly for you. Okay, that was Dave's go.
Your way at some point.
Yeah. Okay, right. I think it's time we maxed out the colony to 6. We've got 5. We could have 6. Burf is our best explorer. Where can we send Burf? Ooh. Oh, actually, the next 3 steps of the exploration track are terrible. Well, the first one's okay. So who's it?
Not someone you want.
How much are they worth to me? 2
points.
2 points. Ugh. Okay, well, scrap that plan. Okay, instead we will pick up another bribe. I'm pretty sure we could do this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be action 1. And action 2. Oh, let's spread the pain. The pain of living on Arkosa. -2 morale for the bot. There we go. That was 2. I'm happy with that.
Okay. Let's see what Dave's up to then.
This is their last card, so we'll have to get to shuffling in a mo. So the exploration track marker is going to move 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. Dave
for Dave.
gets unhappy. Happy days for us. But then, they recruit first. Actually, sorry, let's do that first. So the best colonist they can recruit is this one is worth 6 points to them. Free. That one's worth 3. Yeah. So it's this one. So they're going to recruit Alak and Aaron. That goes into there. And they're... Oh, no, they're not at capacity because Tracy is here. So they're at 7. So when you go over 6 colonists, you have to kick someone out the airlock. And the penalty for doing this is here. So if you kick out a healthy person, you lose 1 morale. If you kick out an unhealthy person, you lose 1 morale and 1 reputation. So the way the bot decides who to pick out is they will pick the person with worth the least points. So it looks like it's going to be Crunch. Sorry, Crunch, if you're still watching. You're not worth many reputation points in this game, it seems. Yep, Crunch is worth the least. So Crunch is off.
It's no longer crunch time.
They're exiled, and then the bot loses 1 morale. Oh, they're plummeting. Okay, because we look through these cards, we just give them a little shuffle. because we recruited, these move down.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see who we get.
That's the one. That's the one you wanted.
That's the one we want. We'll come back to that later. And then they get a morale, so they creep back up a little bit.
It's virtually worthless, says Crunch.
Oh. Sorry, Crunch. It's because you injured people, and that was, that's
it
not...
can't be too overpowered.
It's not going to get you great
loads
reputation.
Of points and a load of take that.
Right. So, my turn. Action 1. So we definitely want this colonist here. They're worth 2 points per entertainment room, and we have 5 entertainment rooms, so they're worth 10 points.
Whopper.
So even though it's going to trigger a raid, we are definitely going to get that colonist. So Birth is going to go. It's going to move the exploration track marker 3 spaces to here.
It stops on a raid.
It stops on a raid, and we get a raid event. And Mandy will read the raid event while I just have a little bit of water.
Kaboom! Your scientists were piling up nitro tanks like a tower of cards, as if Arkosa would let you get away with such hubris. Inevitably, the towers collapsed in an explosive fashion. And guess which desert dwellers are drawn to the fire?
Okay, so we have to deactivate our best active science room, which is a shame because that's the one that gives us 8 nitrogen. But we can fix it. It's okay. Quaz is really helping us out this game. Cool, that was the raid. So now we pay 1... 2 nitrogen, 1 food. So with the discount, that's 1 nitrogen. And we get Zavis Zaya into our colony. Welcome. Welcome, Zavis. Little joy goblin there.
Great.
Cool, so we're at capacity now. So if we recruit any more people, we are going to have to chuck some out. That was action 1. Action 2 will be... let's just put a colonist there. Oh, it's Leroy! He causes some pain. I can see what you mean. It sort of cuts some of these cards. There it is. Leroy! Action 2. Let's just do the special trade, because I think we will need an extra power shard. So we'll do this one.
Lose a point.
Lose a point.
Get a shard.
Get a rep. Get a power shard. Words. Okay, cool. That was 2. So it's the bots go. We've run out of solo cards, so we're going to combine these 2 decks. Have a little shuffle. And a flip. And that gives us a new draw pile. So let's see what we shuffled to the top. Okay, so exploration track marker moves 2 spaces. And they recruit another colonist. So they'll only recruit one if it gives them more points than they already have. But I'm pretty sure they had some 2s in there.
Yeah, there's a 2 right in front of us there, Tracy.
Yeah, so it's either this one or this one. It's either that one or that one. So we'll say odd, even.
Odd.
It's Patria Parte, the party slug that everyone wants to befriend. So before I put them in, we'll just work out who's the lowest. It's either that one. No, it's between those 2. So odd, even. It's even. Tracy's off. So they exile this one and they lose a reputation.
Because it was an injured colonist.
And a morale. Yes, because it was an injured colonist they exiled. They lose a reputation as well. Because it's not nice to chuck out someone who's hobbling away.
It's certainly disreputable. That's for sure.
Cool. And because we look through these, we give them a shuffle. Yeah. That's correct. Okay, and then they're going to build a room. Are they?
They're going to get a room. No.
Do you know what they are? Because there is a space bar.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we should have grabbed that at some point. Oh well, too late. They get the space bar, which has no resource cost, which is why they can afford it. And they get to plug that in, which will do quite well for them. These move along. This goes here. These move along as well.
That's it. Got to keep it neat. Got to keep it going.
Okay. And that was their action. So it's back to us now. So the question is, do we use Combustible Joe or not this round?
I'm not advising because it's your solo game.
I'm going to try it.
Combustible Joe!
Because if he does get chucked out, he's going to get me 3 points. So, yeah. So I'm going to use Combustible Joe, and he'll make 3 morale, which gets converted into 3 points.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, because I'm top of the morale track, and then we're going to roll. We're going to roll the dice, and he's not going to explode. It's going to be great.
Let's see.
Yeah, he didn't explode.
He didn't explode.
Good work, Joe. And then I might just put Borlol to work to get a mag tape and a scrap.
Thinking try and fill up that last room.
Either that, or I'm also thinking about this.
Yeah.
So we will need mag tape and scrap. So I think that's probably a good move. Okay, back to the bot. Back to reality.
What turn is this for the bot?
This is turn 4.
Okay.
So they're putting someone to work with the priority order 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and easy. And it is Jessica. So they're making free food.
They've got some resources now.
Some resources at last. And then their second action is they're getting 2 morale.
Okay.
Back up to neutral.
Please excuse me.
That's okay. Then it's back to my turn. So we need a scrap and a mag tape left over for this bribe. But that leaves us a scrap and a mag tape spare.
Oh, more happiness.
Should we go for that? I think we should go for that one. Okay.
So you'll need to get another...
I'll need to get another scrap, but I think I could do that. I could definitely do that.
You need 2 scrap for that bribe, by the way, not 1.
Oh yeah, so we need 2 scrap. Okay, so that's first action. We'll trade 1 of each of these for 2 scrap. And second action, we'll build this room. We're going to plonk it here, which gets us 3 reputation. That's 1 less of those, 2 less of them. 3 reputation. You know, I think I'm doing pretty well.
Bursting into the lead now.
The bot, having thrashed me yesterday, I think I'm the one dishing out the pastings this time. Oh yeah. Okay, that was my go.
All right, what have we got for us, Dave?
So this is go 5 for the bot. So they're putting someone to work. Priority order 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the time traveller, so that would be 2 nitrogen.
2 nitro.
And then they roll the dice to see if they successfully time travelled. And
what did you roll?
I remember that was the good one, so they did. I rolled a 5. Sorry, I realised that was off screen. That was the good one, so they did time travel, so they get a food as well, because that's the next one in priority order. And then they also get a power shard, which was the second action on their solo card. Cool. That's Dave's go. My turn. So what have I got left? We're all set for this bribe. That's fine, as long as we fix this power shard. And this bribe, I think, is fine. Do we get greedy? Can I do that? Not easily.
You need to get...
We need another room.
Oh, you have a power shard spare, don't you?
I do, but I haven't plugged in my VR suite yet.
No, but you've got one. Oh, because you need one for the other one.
I think
so
I keep.
need a power shard.
I think I'm going to keep it simple. I think I'm in good stead, and I probably want to finish the game after the bot's next go, because I think, famous last words, I might be in the lead. Famous last words. Okay, so we'll use Avasaya to get 1 morale, which equates to 1 point. And we'll use Quaz Oberman to fix the power shard.
Okay.
That was my second go. So he fixes that.
All right. What's Dave got planned?
Okay.
What's Dave got in store? What's he completed? Oh, resting! Oh, what a stroke of luck!
I think I got this.
Absolute
I think
stroke
I got
of
this.
luck. How jammy was that?
Nice. Okay, so I've got one more go. I don't think I need it. I think we're all good. Yeah, we're all good. I'm just gonna pass.
We'll just pass.
Okay. So rations, starting with the bot. So they trade to feed all of them? Let's have a look. If they go down, if they give in 1 food,
up on the food,
take out 1 nitrogen. Yeah, they can. So they'll always do this trade if they can to feed all their people. So they do feed all their people.
Okay.
So they stay on the 0. I will
You've
also
got to reduce your...
do that.
You didn't reduce the bot's food.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Thank you. Good catch. And that was rations. So now we do the morale points. So it's nothing for the bot, 5 for me. Storming this.
Dear.
I am storming this. I'm going to look really stupid if I lose now. That was morale points. Room production. So we'll start with the bot. The bot's going to get 2 nitro. 2, 3, 4, 5 food there. 2 morale. Still applicable at this point because it is the tiebreaker. Oh, also it can turn into points. So we keep doing morale. 1 food there. 3 points here. You know, it does have some good stuff. Maybe I shouldn't have been celebrating so early. Nitro. One nitro, a heal and a nitro, a morale, so it's a green.
And
morale.
A food and a nitro and a morale.
And a food and a nitro and morale. So it's gonna get a few points here.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's then gonna spend all that nitrogen, all that food. Using their cyber diner.
7.
7.
1 there, and then 6 points.
And 6 points.
They've also got the one that turns the nitro.
This is worrying me.
5 points on that one.
Yeah, they've got this one as well. So that all their nitrogen is going to turn
into points.
Also into points. Ooh.
No, not that one.
No, that's me. Yeah. Okay. I'm a little less confident now.
you really talked it up.
So that was their room production. Now it's mine. I'm just going to plug in this one. I've just got 1 left over for this bribe. Yeah, that's still fine. Okay, so we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 morale. So that's 1 on the morale track.
And 12 on the points.
12 on the points.
Okay, back in the lead.
Back at it. Okay, and then stuff and things. We
Dave's
get
looking dangerous.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We get 7 food. And 8 nitrogen. So that's 11. And then the workers' union. We can use the workers' union 1 more time. Who's good? Not Joe. Not Joe. I don't think there's any point in using Movu. I think it's probably going to be Borlol. His resources will be worth
a point and a half.
A point and a half, yeah.
Effectively.
So we'll use Borlol again. 1 mag tape, 1 scrap. That was room production. Rest colonists does not apply. We're ready to count up the scores. We made it, everyone. Okay, so first we count up the scores on the rooms. So let's have a look at what the bot's got. They've got 3, 6, 11, 14, 17, 18 for the bot on rooms. Maths 63. And I've got 1, 2, 5, 9, 11, 14, 18 on rooms. 64 plus 8 is 72. Yeah. Okay, so that's my rooms. Next we'll look at colonist cards.
Counting is for winners, says Daisy.
Yes. I know how many things there are, do you? Let's look at the bots. Points. Didn't they have one more colonist? Oh, there's 2 here. Yeah. So they've got 3, 6, 8, 11, 16, plus another 6. They've got 22. 65. Puts them on 85. And I've got less on this one. I've got one good one, but the rest are not so great.
But that's
actually, no, I've got better. Joe. I haven't done that badly.
Joe's good.
Quite a couple of ones, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's worth 12. So that's
16.
16, 19, 25.
Pretty good.
I think I'm getting more confident again. I think I have got this. 97. Ha ha ha. And then bribes. Bribes are next. So I've got this one. It's there's the power shard. Sorry, show you this here. 1 less mag tape, 2 less scrap,
2 less nitrogen.
2 less nitrogen. 10 points.
Absolutely smashing it.
And the bug banquet, 4 less food for 5 points. Okay. Cool. Then leftover resources. So I'll just do mine first. So nitrogen, food, and scrap are worth 1 point per 2, any combination of. So 15, 16, so all of those will be worth 8. And that's worth 1. And the power shard is worth... Do I have a spare?
No,
I don't.
You used it.
That's it. And then the bot doesn't use all its stuff, but they do have 3 power shards, so that'll be worth 6.
Look at that. Is that the end?
There's this scoring here.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure, I'm not even going to count this one. I'm so sure that I've won this one.
Yeah.
Because, there's no way. I have to have won that one. So that's 5 points, but the other 2 I'm not sure about. So, just in the interest of fairness, I will check. 3, 9, 12, 15, 18.
It's probably better than yours.
4, 10. Yeah, it is. So with these, sorry, just to clarify, whoever has the best rooms and colonists per each of the 3 categories in the game basically gets 5 points. In a solo game, you can order 2, but in a multiplayer game, you would get second place would get 2 points.
In more than two players, right?
Yeah. Yes. Oh yes. Oh yeah. 3 player plus. So yeah, the bot did get that one, so they get 5 points, and the green one they've got 3, 8, 10. And I've got 4, 7, 13.
Yeah, you've got that
15.
One.
I've actually smashed this one. Amazing. Cool.
Wow.
That's the final
Counting
score.
is for winners, and Angela is the winner.
There you go.
Arkosa solo.
Yeah. So that was Arkosa solo. That was on hard, but do bear in mind I have played this a lot. And I did play on the hardest difficulty yesterday, and I think the bot won by about 30 points. Quite a few things went my way in this game. So I think that's why I did end up stampeding quite far ahead in the end. But you can ramp it up a difficulty higher than this for some really challenging solo games. So I hope people like the look of that.
Victory is sweet.
It is. Thank you.
Well done on your bike, Dave, says Gavin.
Get on your bike. Yes, thank you for the comments. It was nice not to, go through this struggle alone. I'm glad we've all managed to get off.
We've all escaped
Arkosa alive. That's good. That's good news. Keep sharing the Kickstarter love. Probably go and sleep now. Something like that.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Thanks for taking part. If you've got any more questions, you can sling them through to us on the Facebook page, chuck them on comments on the Kickstarter, however you want to get in touch. Feel free to let us know.
Yeah, and we'll let Gavin play you out once again.
Haha.
Okay. Cool. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Lots of love. Bye.
Sending out distress message. We gotta leave Arkosa, we gotta leave now. We gotta find our way off this planet somehow. Ever since the event, we are starting to rust. We gotta leave before Arkosa turns to dust. Salvation is coming, this starship will ride. The only problem is we won't all fit inside. Put our heads together, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna show the besties Bunker 42. Life used to be so good on Arkosa, so good. We watched the freedoms rise and drink mimosas. We like mimosas. The children and the droids would play together. Playing together. Didn't mind the enormous sun was all extremely hostile weather. And then came the event. By digging straight down. You better believe our nitro's the best in town. If you come on in and join us, here's what you're gonna say. My Bunker 42 has got the best DJ. We're going out exploring for resources and friends. We're gonna have the most diverse crew in the end. We gotta get vicious if we're gonna survive. And if that doesn't work, we're gonna hang out right. We gotta leave Arkosa, we gotta leave now. We gotta find our way off this planet somehow. We gotta leave Arkosa, we gotta leave now. We gotta find our way off this planet somehow.
Oi, that's my power shot. Has anyone seen my mag tape?